Let's do a battery on a newer model Mercedes GLE 350. First off, this is a very difficult battery to change, all right? Well, you can do it yourself. And I don't make videos typically where there's other videos out there of good quality showing how to do something. I have not seen very many videos of United States model Mercedes left-hand drive GLE 350s with their battery being changed. I see the right-hand drive, and everybody that I've seen unplugs the seat, okay? And there's some risks that go along with that. I'm gonna show you how to do it with keeping the seat plugged in. The risks that go along with that are you gotta unplug some things, and this yellow connector right here is part of the SRS airbag system. And if you don't do this right, when you get done doing your battery change, you can have an airbag light on your dash. You don't want that, all right? Especially if you turn the ignition on while that is unplugged and you're doing this battery change. All right, let's get started. This step is not necessary, but I highly recommend it. I have a good battery here connected up to the jump posts underneath the hood. This is the negative terminal here and the positive terminal over there. This will retain any memory of your vehicle. Important stuff like engine computers, body control modules, things of that nature have non-volatile memory, and they will not lose their memory, but you might lose radio stations and some other things if you don't do this. Step one, using these buttons over here, put your seat all the way up and all the way forward. Behind the seat, you will see two E12 Torx bolts, one there and one right there. Pull those out. This is an E12 Torx. Now, with your seat still all the way up, move the seat all the way back. And that will reveal two more E12 bolts right there and right there. Pull those out. With the bolts out, lean the seat back against the back seat. With the seat leaning back, get this air ducting off. Lift up on the back here and slide it out. Using a pry tool, pop this trim piece out here. Now let's get this carpet out from the bottom of this B pillar here. I'm just gonna pull on it out here and finagle it out. There's the carpet resting up there for now. Let's move to the back. Using that same pry tool you used up front, use it on this back trim piece here and pull this piece up. With that piece up and out of the way, you see the clips that it sits in here. Let's pull this bottom B pillar trim piece off. The bottom B pillar is just held in by two clips at the bottom here. And then it's clipped into the weather stripping here and here. So you'll have to pop the middle portion of the B-pillar trim out here and just pull the weather sealing out. You'll be able to get it out. With the carpet out of the way like that, let's get this wiring loom for the seat power out of its hold downs right here. There's a clip right here, a clip over here. Let's get that out. Now under the seat here, there is a plastic tray that is covering the battery. We can see one of the terminals of the battery right here. We got to get this tray out. So first order of business is I'm going to take this styrofoam, black styrofoam piece out here, get it out of the way. And I'm going to pull all the nuts off of here. There's a 10mm nut here, and then there's one over here and right here. 4 nuts. And here's the plastic piece out. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 back here. After that, you'll be able to pull this thing up, slide it back a little bit, up and out of the car. Being careful of this foam ducting for the floor rear vents. Now we have revealed the battery. Let's disconnect the negative first. This is a 10mm nut. Lift this guy up here. I'll take this off here. This is also a 10mm nut. Okay, there's the negative terminal off, and I have the positive terminal loose. If you have another battery or a tender attached to your jump post in the front, do not allow this to touch metal, the ground. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to immediately wrap this in a towel. All right, I might have gone a little overboard with this, but better safe than sorry. There it is, wrapped in a towel, sitting on another towel. All right, the last couple things here to get this battery out. You have a vent tube on this side. It's red right here. Just pull that out. It's just held in with friction. And down here is a 13mm nut. Get that nut loose. Pull this hold down bracket off. And then let's pull this battery out. Boom, there we go. Battery is out. I might have forgot to mention, I unplugged the battery monitoring system plug from the negative terminal just so I had more space to Move this up and out of the way. Old battery, new battery. This is an H8 battery. If you look this up on a lot of parts websites, they're going to tell you it's an H7. It's wrong. It's an H8. All right, look at these dimensions. It fits perfectly. Negative, negative, positive, positive. And I'm reading on here 850 cold cranking amps. I'm reading on here 850 cold cranking amps. All right. So before we put the new battery in, don't forget to take the plug out of your old battery. There's going to be a plug on this side. It's going to look like this. This is for your gas vent of the battery. Your new battery is going to have one on each side. Okay. Put this on the side that this was on the old battery. Push that in, and we'll put the vent in on this side over here. Yes, this is a Walmart battery. Don't make fun of me for using Walmart batteries. These are excellent batteries. These EverStart batteries, they're made by Johnson Controls. Just like oil, you know, there's only so many manufacturers and they slap different brand names and different colored bottles on it. Johnson Control battery. I'd only recommend these batteries and Interstate batteries. Also, another thing, I like to take the receipt and tape it to the side of the battery so you never lose it. This has got a 4-year warranty on the battery. 4 years later, what the heck did I do with the receipt? Boom, it's right here. All right, let's put this in. All right, the battery is back in. I'm going to move fairly quickly now. Once you get the battery back in, put the vent tube back on over here. Put the clamp on down here with the 13mm nut. Make sure that the battery is slid all the way to the left, as far to the driver's side as possible, and then bolt this down. Put on your positive terminal, tighten down the 10mm nut, reconnect your battery monitoring system cable here. Put this on and tighten down the 10mm nut. All right, let's get that plastic tray back in here. All right, this plastic tray is back in. Don't forget you got 4 plastic nuts. One here, one right there. And lift this piece of carpet up, and you got one right there. All right, now let's get the styrofoam piece in here and get this wiring harness clipped back down. Okay, styrofoam piece is back in. Wiring harness is clipped back down right here and back here. Let's go ahead and get this carpet back where it goes. All right, the carpet is back down and in place, just tucked up underneath here. I'm going to put this plastic vent piece back on. Before you put this carpet on, make sure that you get the HVAC ducting underneath here lined up perfectly. All right, this guy here, it's got 2 slots on it. See a slot here and one over here. Make sure you feel for those slots. You're going to put this on. You're going to slide it back into those slots and then push down. All right, that piece is on. Let's go for the trim. Let's start with the bottom B-pillar trim here. We're going to put this in here, snap it in place, get the weather sealing, holding it back on. All right, with the B-pillar here, make sure that the clips are on the bottom. But these top ones, pro tip, take those off and put them back in here. There's a little slot that they go right here where this pinch weld is for the B-pillar. If the clips stayed on here, take them off and put them on both here and the back side as well. This is something that is just really hard to show with the camera, but I've got it all lined up here. You get the B-pillar in place, get your weather sealing back on, and we're just going to snap this thing in. Got this bottom one lined up. There we go, it's snapped in. Snap in the top. There we go. After you get the lower B-pillar in, just simply snap the upper B-pillar and make sure you roll your weather stripping back over it. Same thing, these trim pieces, I've went ahead and put these back in. You want to make sure that the lip of the weather sealing goes over the top of it. This is how it should look. Here's the back one. This is how it shouldn't look, right? You gotta pull this weather sealing and get the lip over the top like that. Bad, good. All right, with all the trim back in place, let's go ahead and lean this seat back down and bolt it down. I recommend tightening this seat down in a few stages. Remember, the seat is all the way back. It was the last place we put it when we tipped it back. So when you set it down, put the front 2 bolts in, a few threads, 3 or 4 threads. Then move your seat all the way forward and do the back 2 bolts. When you do the back 2 bolts, you can go ahead and crank those down as tight as you want, nice and tight, and then move the seat back once again and come back to the front and crank those down, and then you are done. This is a 2020. A few years before this, they didn't have that plastic tray. People could move the seat forward You know, maybe cut the carpet just a little bit and pull the battery out behind the seat. Then the engineers and the managers were like, oh, you know what, we're losing money because people are still doing these battery changes at home by themselves. So let's make it harder. Let's put this big plastic tray in the way. Anyway, you can do it yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.